So thank you very much, and thank you too for allowing me just to say a few words to introduce this conference. I think one of the mistakes it's possible to make as a Chief Executive of Research Council is to pretend that you know more about a subject than the audience in front of you. So maybe I'll just try and illustrate that. I have been around, as Pete said, long enough to be more or less held responsible for everything. And one of those things was about 6-7 years ago. I was having an internal conversation, and a proposal was made to me that we should have a research program on something called valuing nature. And I rather skeptically said, well, does anybody know how to do this? And I got quite a large number of long answers, but my summary of all those answers at that time would have been no, actually. Now, if I wind just the clock forward 6 years, and that's not really a very long period of time, we are now in a situation where we have two very substantial acts going through Parliament in the environment and in agriculture, both of which are completely informed by the ideas of valuing nature. In addition, we have the arrival of green finance and the probable arrival of regulation that will require businesses to place environmental risk on their balance sheet. And so in an extraordinarily short piece of time, short length of time, we've seen this transformation, importance in the ideas around valuing nature. And one could remark that it's just about time we did, because if we don't achieve an ability to value nature, we're not going to have much left pretty soon. I think the other theme I would just like to pick up on is with the arrival of UKRI, NERC is no longer a sovereign body. It's just one of a number of bodies that now have a responsibility not simply to pursue research within its remit, but to pursue research which is aimed at dealing with problems at the national level, irrespective in some ways of the communities whose research we need in order to provide solutions. And in addressing that question from a NERC perspective, I have been of the view for many years that without engaging quite centrally with the business community, it is impossible to see how one can arrive at solutions to environmental problems which, on the one hand, do go some way to protecting our environment, but on the other allow us, to some extent at least, to continue to enjoy the living standards that we do. And so it's really encouraging to me to see this meeting come together today, and also, if I just look down the list of attendees, to see that actually, as far as I can see, business representatives here today are in the majority. And that, I think, is probably the first time I've ever seen that in a conference that's come out of one of our research programs. And again, just illustrates just how centrally important the issue of valuing nature has become. So I first of all, again, welcome you, encourage you to make the most of today. There is a hint, I think, in the agenda that we might be generous again, so you never know, but do your best to build a case. And let me offer you all the best for today and a very interesting session. So thank you very much.